Welcome to the Morning Sanity Check, where we talk about the different pillars of resilience: spiritual, physical, social, and mental. Join us so we can talk about it, then be about it. Let the show begin.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to another Sanity Check. My name is Seth.
And I'm Camille.
All right. And we're here to help you be sane and keep your sanity in check. Just like Camille, when she got stuff playing in the background, but it's all right. It's all right. But good morning, everybody. Let us know that y'all are here. Let us know that you're here. Love it, love it, love it. Say hey, good morning, good morning. So what's going on with you, Camille? How's everything?
Everything is good. It is I'm having a great day. I'll just say that. A great morning. Pain is subsiding. I still have to take it slow and make sure that I don't jerk nothing around. But I'm blessed to be here in one piece and with a genuine smile on my face. So I'm good.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Well, good morning. Hey now. Hey, and listen, happy Independence Day to Ghana. What? Yes. But good morning, everyone. Good morning. So we're talking about what's in your cup, ladies and gentlemen. What's in your cup? See, normally we talk about a lot of the social things. We talk about the physical aspects and we talk about the mental aspects a lot, right? But we really don't talk too much about the spiritual aspect, because for some people it's a little bit extra, like, this is what I think, this is what I feel, so that's all, and I want to talk about it. However, it is necessary to have a level of spiritual resilience. And also, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you have a pencil and paper handy, because towards the end of the show, we're going to dive back into your mental health credit score. Okay, we're going to check and see where y'all at. All right, some of y'all might be underwater, you dig? But anyway, what you think about that? About that spiritual resilience, Camille?
Spiritual resilience is so important. I mean, we are spiritual beings. There's no way around it, and a lot of people confuse spirituality with religion, and they are not one and the same. However, if you're a religious person, spirituality is can be part of your religious practice. If you're not a religious person, then spirituality takes on a whole different meaning for you. And that's what is the meaning of life? My purpose in this life. What does this life mean to me? So it's one of those things that it is one of the biggest makeups of who we are. And so we have to practice spiritual resiliency. You can't get around it at all, because if your spirit man isn't together, then we experience some of those mental, issues that we have, the mental depressions and the exhaustions and the anxiety and all that kind of stuff, because we're connected. They're not separate things, even though we talk about them separately. They're all connected.
Yeah, so. Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, family, I'm gonna touch on something real quick. Not too much to throw you off your square, but just something to think about. You ready? This is your cup. And you know what? I was up so early today. I already had my coffee. So let's say this is your cup. Okay. This is you. This is your cup. Over here is everything you need spiritually. Okay. Everything you need spiritually. So understand this, family. There's nothing outside of this cup. Watch this. There's nothing outside of this cup that's going to make anything outside or in this cup better. Okay? That's your choice. You have to grab whatever this is and do what? Put it in. You know what? I don't know if y'all can dig that. I don't know if y'all can dig that, but I'm gonna leave that right there, okay? Because I might make some folks upset, because see, there's individuals out there that feel as though it's other things outside of them that's going to enable them to get what they want. No, see, and that's why you have some spiritual low juju in your resilience. What do you think about that, Camille?
When you said that, it reminded me of the Folgers commercial. You know, the best thing about waking up is Folgers in your cup, but you still got to put that Folgers in your cup. You know what I mean? It just doesn't appear by itself. When you wake up, you're like, my Folgers.
That's
You know,
right.
somebody is doing something, but you still have to ingest that coffee, you know, and that's a you thing.
Yeah.
So it is, you know, there's so many things around us, but it's our responsibility to find what we need that's going to make us healthier, more resilient people. Take those tools, skills, things, materials, whatever it is, and utilize them in a way that we become more resilient and refreshed in our lives.
You said. You know what? And that's another thing too, ladies and gentlemen. Do you know? And tell me what you think about this, Camille. Anybody else, y'all chime in on this, because we go hit you with it this morning, okay? I really do believe we are born with something in our cup already. It's been gifted, you understand? But watch this. What you do with that is up to you. Now watch this here. It can go good, or it can go totally out of line. It's what you decide to do with what you've been given. Now, the same energy is positive and negative. Your intentions feed that spiritually inside of you. You understand? Your intentions. It's nothing outside of you that made you do it, or, you know, such and such is a lie. I ain't gonna do what? Really?
Right.
Now, what you think about that, Camille?
I mean, I do. I believe that everybody here is born with a purpose. You know, we are, and whatever that purpose is, it's up to us to find what that is, find the meaning of our lives. And once we do that, we have to understand that whatever's in that cup, we are fully resourced to carry out whatever purpose it is that we have in our lives. But we have to be intentional, you know, not just our intentions or our, you know, whatever, but we have to be intentional about cultivating that. That is our responsibility as well. People can see things in us and say, oh, you would be good. But saying that to you means nothing if you don't work it. You know, and so yes, it is your intentions. Law of polarity. If there's good, there has to be bad. You know, it's the law of opposites. And so it's what you intend to do with that. Whether you use it for your good or you just sit on it and look at it and make every excuse of why you shouldn't, that is totally up to you. So intentions are everything. Nothing happens without an intention. It starts in your mind. It starts as a thought, as an idea, as a I need to do. And then they say the biggest gap is between knowing and doing, you know, between knowing and doing. And your intention with that idea, that thought, makes all the difference. And then the action, of course. Absolutely. That makes all the difference. So absolutely.
No, you're right. So look, ladies and gentlemen, I see y'all tuning in. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We're talking about what's in your cup spiritually. Okay, we're talking about what's in your cup, not what's at the altar. You understand what I'm saying? It's two different things, because you have to wake up to decide what to put into your cup. So we're going to talk about a few things to help you out spiritually and your resilience. Okay, so one of those things is depth. Okay, and what does that mean in this context? It's recognizing that there's more to life than meets the eye. Okay, in people and situations, right? There's always things going on below the surface. Intuitively, we know this is true. So when you think about it, there's so many things that is going on that we don't want to connect with, but it's there to teach us something and for us to teach other people. You understand what I'm saying? Hopefully y'all can dig this morning, because we sometimes avoid what we know as far as that discernment. You understand? You know what? Hey, check this out. This might sound a little corny, but that's okay. I'm the king of corn. So look, I was talking to an individual. It was last year, I believe, and there was a beep going on. I talked about this before. Had a beep, the little beep in the background, beep beep, and I'm like, you know what? I know what that is. That's the smoke detector. So I say, hey, and look, talking like ain't nothing going on. I say, hey, do you hear this smoke detector going on in your background? She's like, no, I don't know what. Wait, oh, I do hear it. I said, okay, so how long have this been, beeping? She said, you know what? I don't even know. I don't even hear it no more. See, that's the key. There's things going on in our life and things going on with our bodies. We're not in tune. So what happened is we numb the sound. We almost mute it. But those signs and those signals are trying to help us to elevate. You see what I'm saying? But since we don't want to move our attention to it, we avoid it, and it just leaves. And then it becomes, whatever that issue is, it becomes our daily norm. What you think about that?
I think that's true. And I'm going to go back to what Chrissy said. She said experiences can alter what's in that cup. Hold fast to that in relation to what you're saying. It's not that it changes, just like a cup of coffee. The coffee is the same no matter how much cream you put in it. Some people say they like cream flavored coffee. Some people say they like coffee flavored coffee or whatever. The base is the same. It's still coffee. It may change the taste, the flavor, and things like that, alter the I guess the taste of it. But ultimately, it still serves the same purpose. That caffeine gives you that jolt of energy, all of that type of stuff. So going to the smoke detector, the smoke detector is still doing its job. It's still a smoke detector. Whether you filter out the noise, whether you do whatever, it's still there as a reminder that, hey, I'm here and I need your attention. We have so many things that are going on that kind of, the important stuff kind of gets drowned out by all of the noise. But we do have to take time to pay attention. Pay attention or we're going to miss it.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to miss it. And then when we need it most, it won't be there. It'll be there. But our intention, we have ignored it for so long that thing is going off beep, 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 beep. A fire happens. And guess what? There's no notification because you become so accustomed to that beeping sound. You haven't changed the battery, so it can no longer serve the purpose that it was meant to serve.
That's right.
And so we miss that a lot. So I just wanted to, as I was speaking to that, but yes, there's so much more than meets the eye. But we have to tap into it, like Ardrina said, the iceberg thing. The tip is only this, but it's so much that's going on underneath that we have to pay attention to. That helps us to draw out, to reach down into, like you said, the depth. My experience, the stuff that I say is not just, based off of 2 months or however we've been long doing this or whatever. This is years of experience that Seth and I have in doing this, in teaching, in learning, to be able to deliver the information that we have every day. So you're absolutely right, Seth. Absolutely right. But I just wanted to touch on that in relation to the two things, don't miss it. Don't miss it because you're not paying attention, because you haven't changed the batteries, because you haven't recharged. And now that thing cannot serve the purpose that it's intended to.
That's
and
right.
Then you can't blame the thing.
No, you can't blame the thing. And then, even the thing is that even with the smoke detector, that's one thing that it detects, right? But it all depends on what kind you have. That's right, CO2. So that is the silent killer. You understand? So that's just some things to think about, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about what's in your cup and how you can raise your spiritual resilience. And so now we're going to talk about being intentional. A little bit of what Camille touched on, but we're going to dive a little deeper into that. So being intentional is doing something deliberately and consistently with the purpose to make something more meaningful, right? In other words, approaching a situation with a positive attitude. Listen, oh my goodness, it's so much things that's going on that's so out of line. You are the captain of your ship. You understand? You control that, but you own the meaning behind it. So be intentional about what you want out of it. And watch this. If you're not getting what you think you want out of it, dip. You understand? Because what that means is there's times when you can give all your all and the results will not be what you're looking for. Hey, stop it. You dig? See, that's why you're on the sanity check, right? Because you might be doing something insane. You see, stop what you're doing and put your stuff or your energy, your love, right? Your water into something that is beneficial and fruitful and fertile, right? That's waiting for your authenticity. You get what I mean? Touch on that, Camille.
All right. I totally agree. I totally agree. Sometimes we waste so much time and energy doing things that we think that other people think that we should be doing, and it's not serving us at all. It's not in line with our values, our morals, our purpose, our goals in life, and we're chasing this thing or somebody else's dream, and we need to stop that. All right, just stop it. On the flip side, if it's something that you are passionate about, your goal, and I learned this today. I didn't learn this today. I was reminded of it today. Oftentimes we give up too soon. And we say, okay, we set out to do this goal or whatever, and we have, say, a timeline. That timeline passes and we don't make it, and we go, oh man, I failed. No, you didn't fail. You just got the timeline wrong. You keep pursuing whatever it is you're passionate about. You become relentless in your desire, relentless in your drive to do that thing that you know that you're purposed to do. You may have to adjust the timeline, but don't adjust the goal. Again, your intentions. And you have to be very aware of whether it's your intent or someone else's. Because when we start chasing other people's dreams or their desire for us, that's when we start wasting our time running around and trying to figure out why this thing never happens, never comes to fruition, never whatever, because that dream wasn't meant for you. That was for somebody else. Use that same amount of energy, that burning desire, that relentless pursuit of your own dream. It's yours. It was given to you. That is your purpose, your meaning in this life. And I believe it'll be very, very hard to be fulfilled if you don't find your own purpose and you keep chasing after other people.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And you know what? And that's what I talk about a little bit in the book, right? So we talk about POP. The acronym POP is you finding your passion, seeing opportunities, and then ultimately seeing your purpose, right? Living your purpose. However, when you mix those letters around, you don't get POP, you get OPP. Okay? Get out of other people's passion and other people's purpose, you dig, and other people's privates. You see what I'm saying? So you stay within yourself, understand what your passion is, and you will start to see opportunities for you, not your mama. Watch it. Not that friend that you used to have. Two more times. You see what I'm saying? You're going to see what's for you, and then you will understand your purpose. You see what I'm saying? Get out of other folks' pockets. You see?
Yes. And I just want to say this is a side note too, but as we're in Sanity Check, you know, this is good stuff for your children. The things that we're learning as adults, we can start implementing in our children so much younger, you know, and it's that we have dreams and goals, but I think as parents too, our job is to guide our children into their purpose, not our desires for them. So we have to find what they're good at, cultivate, use these skills on them early so that they're not as lost as we are in our 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, still trying to figure out what we're supposed to be doing. So all of this stuff that we're learning and that we're teaching, you know, I think it's important that we cultivate that in our children as well, so that they have have you, they know that they're supported. When people feel more supported and encouraged, they're more likely to live out their purpose and their passions, and they're more likely to live a meaningful and more fulfilling life.
Yeah, they're
Happier
able to
life.
thrive.
Yep.
Mhm.
And my goal for my children is to be happy. They are not built like me. They were not built for the same purpose as I am. And
Right.
so I'm taking that time to really kind of figure out what it is that they like and what they don't like and what they're good at and passionate, and finding things that are good for them, even when they don't think they are, you know what I mean? But just saying, hey, just try it anyway, so you don't feel as, I guess, that you get over that kind of hump a little bit sooner.
Mhm.
It's my hope and my goal.
Oh no, you're absolutely right. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right. And we have to, and you said something too that I want to touch on, and that leads into our next category. But we need to understand who our children are, and even ourselves. Understand who you are, and make sure you are in the right company.
Yes.
Okay. So listen, the next part, ladies and gentlemen, is your community. And your community is finding support and fulfillment. Listen, fulfillment. It's not just going because you feel guilty about going. Don't go because you won't like it anyway. So how about you go where people can dig you right on? So the community is finding the support and fulfillment in belonging with
Yes.
family and friends, and being part of a group and making connections with others. And listen, sometimes it ain't your family, right? You got some cuckoos in your family. You see, you got some folks you can only dig around Christmas, and that's it. You understand? You're not going to rob the rest of my 364 days, you dig? But we have to make sure we know where we need to go to get that lift and be okay with it. You have to be okay with it. And then back to your children. If you see that they move a different way, it's better for them to move with people that move like them instead of trying. Watch this. Now I'm about to hit somebody. Stop trying to push a square peg in a a round hole. You dig? Because what you're doing is you're forcing people, even yourself, to be something that you're not naturally to be or meant to be. You understand? What you think about that?
I mean, that's true. And we're spiritual beings. We're also social beings.
Yeah.
And tightening your spiritual connections, or your spiritual resilience, means strengthening those connections with people in your communities.
Mhm.
And in terms of the kids, absolutely. And if you see a lot of struggle and strife in families, it's usually because the kid feels like they can never live up to the parent's expectation, or the parent was trying to make them be something that they don't want to be, or there's this, struggle. I'm not saying usually. Sometimes.
Or they want you to do something that the parents couldn't do because they was not need. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it. And so they're putting this extra pressure on these kids. It's a fine line. You want them to be excellent, but you also want them to be kids. Don't lose sight of that they are kids. And some of our kids are very intelligent, and their vocabulary is so advanced, and we treat them like they're little adults, but they're not. And you have to keep that in mind. And they're still learning the world, and they're still trying all of these things. And so I like to surround myself with a lot of people that do different things. My friends are so gifted in different areas. We have the same like-mindedness, but everybody's comfortable in their lane. Being who they are. And it's very inspiring to see this group of people growing together, but still maintaining their individuality.
On it.
Yes. And then I have friends, I have one kid that's real creative and all that kind of stuff. And, I can say, hey, I have a kid that does this, and they've shared with her. And some people's like, hey, I want you to create this, and I'll buy this from you, or whatever the case may be. My other daughter, she was in sports and stuff. And I had friends who were, just as passionate about sports and stuff, that encouraged her, that were able to reach her in ways that I wasn't, even though I love sports. But you know what I'm saying? I'm still mom. But allowing my community and my social circle to also, and knowing them, you want the positive influences, but trusting them that they can also impart things into my children that I can't, because I'm
Exactly.
not that well-rounded. I have
Mhm.
a purpose, I have certain skills and things like that. They have other things, and it gives my kids a broader view of what they could be, where they could go, and so I had to let go of my idea of who I thought they should be and learn that they are unique and special.
And you're absolutely right. And I'm glad you said that, because I wanted to touch on that too. Ladies and gentlemen and family, you may have your children may look just like you. You understand? Just like you. Like my son, he looks like me a little bit, but my daughter, oh my God,
She's
right?
your twin.
Right. Hey, that's it. And you know what? I'm glad about it. You feel me? But see, family, what we have to realize is that even though they look like us, they are not mini me's. They're not mini yous. Okay. They're still individuals, just like you are. And when you differentiate yourself between what people put on you, expectations based off of your family or based off of what people think you should do, your spiritual resilience can grow. What I mean by that is this: when you have someone else's expectations on you, that's a limiter.
Yes.
Family, you understand? That's a limiter, because you see their limits for you, but in deep inside, you're like, I'm not really feeling that. But because this is someone that you love, and because you've been hearing, I look like them, or boo, 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 you don't want to disappoint individuals, right? And so you kind of shy away from your true self. You understand? So it's good. Hey, if you're a weirdo, celebrate your weirdo isms. I'm a cornball, right? And I love it. I don't care what nobody say. You feel me? But
I'm quirky.
right, and you're quirky. But the thing is we have to be able to move in the communities that we feel the best. And you don't want individuals around you that make you feel guilty for being unique.
Absolutely.
That is something you do not want to do. When you get that sign, or when you feel like you have to change anything that's in your cup, hey, anything that's in your cup, just so someone else can take a sip, don't do it. That's the problem.
It is. And that's what we talked about before. We're talking about spiritual resilience. And
Mhm.
when your inner man is in conflict with what you're doing and what you know you're supposed to be doing, or what you're doing and what you're passionate about, or what you're doing and what you're dreaming about, it creates a limiter. It creates a lid on your potential. It creates a certain level that you'll never surpass. One thing is, with people with visions, they get the right people in line. But when you're operating outside of, what you're really good at, you're limited really to the views of the person who gave you that,
That's right.
and it's hard to really excel past that, because that is not your vision. It's hard to see that, when God gives me something and it's in line with what I'm doing, my purpose, my passion, I dream so big. I'm like, oh God, what is the next thing? And then things come to me and I have all of these different, whatever. And I'm like moving. People are like, what are you doing? You need to sit down. And I'm like, boop. Wasn't given to you. It was given to me. Let me do my thing. Don't believe me. Just watch. Stand side. You know what I'm saying? If you can't get on board, then get off. But the limit is really, that lid is gone.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Because he keeps it, like you said, you're operating in your purpose or whatever. There's that, or, your passions, opportunities just keep coming for you to grow and for you to excel and for you to keep moving. And what that does to the spiritual person is you find meaning in life. And when you find meaning in life, you're just a much happier person. You're more driven. You're more focused. You squash your goals like nothing else. You have this thing that says, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Absolutely.
And you do it with the highest level of excellence, because this is what you're made for, right?
Right.
Seems so easy, so flawless. It doesn't feel like work. And so building that spiritual resilience really is finding your niche and helping your kids do the same, and not letting people put limits and lids on you because you're operating in their vision instead of your own. Now, we all have to be a part of a team, don't get me wrong. And there are things that we have to collaborate on, and somebody may have a big vision, but you're part of that vision should be in line with your morals, in line with your values, in line with what it is that you're good at, so that you can excel to the highest possible extent in whatever capacity that you're tasked to work in. If you have that luxury, or you find those things in that job that make it worth it, that are in line with what you believe and how you feel and all that kind of stuff. So that builds spiritual resilience when you feel like you're in line with what it is that you were created to do.
That's true. That's true. Hey, well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to take a pause for the calls right now. But please, 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 if you haven't done so already, make sure you share this. Share. And if you're watching this from YouTube, make sure you subscribe and all that, like, comment, because it's all some good stuff. Okay. But we're going to be right back. Don't go nowhere. We're going to dive back into what's in your cup. All right. Right on.
Integrity Consulting and Professional Services, LLC, is a minority, female-owned, nonprofit management consulting agency located in Humble, Texas, north of Houston. The owner, Jackie Dozier, has over 36 years of nonprofit and for-profit business management experience. She can take your idea from thought to manifestation while offering a myriad of services to help you successfully manage your business along the way. Her services include state filing anywhere in the United States, getting your employee identification number and 501c3 tax determination, providing cooperative and service agreements and mandatory documents, one-on-one grant writing training and consultation, board and staff development, and more. Ms. Dozier's clients include the U.S. Departments of Health and Human Services, the Administration of Children and Youth, U.S. and Caddo Parish, Louisiana Departments of Education, and the list goes on. References are available. Check her out on our Facebook page, Integrity Consulting and Professional Services, LLC, and contact her by email at integrityconsultingpsllc@gmail.com. Rates are competitive. Say you heard about her on Sanity Check for a 5% discount. ICPS, providing all of your small business and grant writing needs with integrity and professionalism.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Seth with the Lion's Den. Are you or someone you know looking for a tool to help them be more accountable? Check out the Black Collar Mindset, the Art of Strategic Thinking. It's a manual to help maneuver through life strategically by holding yourself accountable every step of the way. Go to theblackcollarmindset.com to grab your copy today. Again, the website is theblackcollarmindset.com. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. Let's get it together. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Sanity Check. And we're talking about what's in your cup. What you think so far, Camille?
I mean, I think it's a good discussion. I mean, it's stuff that we don't put it in terms like this before, but it's very, very important that people know what's in their cup, and they know how to utilize the things around them to fill up their cup for a better life outcome. So absolutely. I think that it's a good conversation. Y'all let me know, am I out here by myself, or, are you guys feeling this conversation, getting something out of it? Put it in the comment section. Let us know we on the right track.
Absolutely. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, I know that this isn't I don't know if to say that this is the norm, but we're touching on things that it really requires you to dig deeper about you and your intentions and how to be more spiritually resilient and connected with yourself. You understand? And how to put certain things in your cup, because ladies and gentlemen, no matter what you put in it, when you pour it, it's still going to be there. You understand what I'm saying? So that means you're going to splash it all on everybody else. So you want to be careful what you put up in there, Right on. So the next thing we're going to talk about, family, is the whole worshiping piece. So keep this in mind. This is what it is. So when you're worshiping, it can be in a traditional sense, such as going to a place of worship, or on a particular day or week, or non-traditional ways, such as being outdoors, having a sense of wonder and awe, at the beauty of nature and just people. You get what I mean? So, ladies and gentlemen, do not convolute what we're trying to say or feel as though, we're talking about going to the altar and clicking over because Jesus on the main line. No, that's not what we're talking about. You understand? But if that fits you, then right on. You dig? But what we want to do is make sure you are doing what you need to do for you. Okay? Not for everyone else. How do you feel about you when you wake up in the morning, and what do you need to do to incorporate whatever that is to bring your levels up?
Yes. And let me just caveat that too, that spiritual resilience really is the ability to maintain a positive spirit even in the face of adversity. All right, so it's not just a religious thing, but it's just maintaining a positive spirit no matter what you're going through. If you seek your strength through a higher power, whether that's God or whatever, then if that works for you, then do that. For those non-religious people, it's just, finding strength in difficult situations, whether you do meditation or you exercise or, you get out there and, get some warmth from the sun gods, whatever it is that you want to say, but you draw from your particular values, your beliefs, your morals, your principles that will strengthen you and help you grow through the adversity that you're facing while maintaining a positive spirit, despite anything else is going on. So I just want to tell put that into a little bit of perspective when we're talking about spiritual resilience, including and being separate from religious practices. So, the whole premise here of the spiritual, like I said, resilience is maintaining that positive spirit, despite any adversity that you may face. Now we're going to feel it. Okay, we always say that this is not one of those things that people use resilience and they're like, oh, I don't feel anything. I'm immune to life's. No, we're not immune, but these are skills to help us get through it and to recover much quicker than we would. So whatever you draw on, be it meditation or, gratitude, we'll talk about a few little things here, then that is building your spiritual resilience.
Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, too, family, remember this, like she said, you're going to feel it. Listen, I don't think you understand under all this beauty here. Seth then got his ass kicked a few times with life. You understand? But it's a reason that I'm here to continue to smile, right on. And it's not all about you. Mm-hmm. Keep that in mind. It's not all about you. When you're going through life, you got individuals that's watching you to see how you're going to act. Then you have those other ones that's watching you to see how they should act. You get what I'm saying? A to Z, because you got people that's waiting for you to fall. Know that to be true. But you also have individuals that's rooting for you, but they're learning. They're like, oh man, I don't even know. Like, I'm going through this too, right? So I don't even know how to deal with that. But it's that spiritual connectivity within yourself that's helping you persevere, ladies and gentlemen. Look, you can call it whatever you want to call it. You understand? Dig that. You can call it whatever you want to call it, but understand that it's bigger than who you think you are, if that makes sense, right? So you have individuals that are truly depending on you. Believe it or not, you have individuals. It's a picture. Y'all remember that meme? It's this two lions, right? It's a big lion and it's a cub, right? It's a cub. And the lion saying, or the meme says, I was I was almost getting ready to quit until I saw who was watching me.
Yep.
You understand? So you have to be able to know and to remember, yo, I got somebody watching me. Hey, good, bad, or ugly, or funny looking. They still watching me, but I know that individuals that love me, individuals that poured into my cup, they may not be around anymore, but they still poured something in my cup that I'm able to use, ladies and gentlemen. Do you get what I'm trying to tell you?
Absolutely.
Individuals may have poured into your cup years ago, and now you just under digging what it is. You understand? Now
Yes.
you can move forward and utilize what was in your cup to help other individuals. Hopefully y'all dig what I'm trying to say.
Yep, it's like my dad. I wrote a post last night. I said it's called My Late Night Thoughts. I just hit it to me, but I'm just going to share this with you guys really quickly. It's not a poem or anything, but I said the last 18 months have been crazy for me. I returned from a deployment, had an extremely difficult transition home, had 3 major surgeries, countless small procedures, experienced severe illness, had mental health exhaustion, helped my child through a mental health crisis, lost 2 fathers, transitioned out of the only career I've ever known, started podcasting and more, and now I'm beginning my new career as an entrepreneur, a resilient leader, trainer, and coach. What a whirlwind. And I just basically said I couldn't do it without the help of my friends and family. And I took some time to say, okay, and that includes my father. My fathers, both of them, instilled like crazy amounts of knowledge and inspiration and encouragement in me that helped me get through a lot of those transitional periods, and then even with my father and his passing and however it happened, I have moments where I'm like, but through it all, I'm like, I'm so grateful that I had the father that I did. I'm grateful that I had him the 43 years that I lived on this earth. Things might not have been, like textbook in terms of father, daughters, or whatever, but I'm grateful for the reconciliation, for the love that we have, that I was able to have those conversations, say everything I needed to say to my father, to have the hard conversations, to see how good, how much alike we are and how different we are and all that kind of stuff. And I'm so grateful for the time that I had. And I'm so grateful that God chose him to be my father, or chose me to be his daughter, however you want to look at it, And so as I'm going through these transitions, I realize that people are watching. And it's also an accountability tool because, you got to practice what you preach or else people are going to think you're a fraud. I am who I am. And it's not without, feelings or emotions or hurt or pain or adversity. However, those ideals and those values and those morals that they instilled in me make me who I am and help me. We always in my family was just Stevenson strong, and we are Stevenson strong. And we go through and we talk to each other and we fuss it. And then it's like at the end of the day, what does it matter? How does that help us right now? Okay, it was good to talk about that. What's the next step? You know what I mean? And that's how you get it. And you have those circle of people around you that are built like that are strengthened. Our kids are watching us. My daughter, I remember her saying, well, Mom, when I was talking about going through my divorce, I think I told you guys, but she said, Mom, what happened? I said, girl, I'm not going to tell you all that stuff. You know what I mean? She said, well, how am I going to know how to get through relationships if you don't tell me? And I was like, you know what? You're right. So I gave her the kiddie version that doesn't allow her to, have to choose parents or anything like that. But I gave her the truth as well. And this is how we navigate. And this is how we can overcome those bad relationships and still maintain friendships, because she's watching and she's learning, and you'll see her. She'll be wide-eyed and bushy-tailed, all up in it. And she's like, what? I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I'm trying to figure out how to handle this, And then I see her doing that and replicating some of those principles and things that I've taught her with her friend groups. And so, again, it's not that we don't feel it, whatever, but people are watching. People are watching how you respond, trying to figure out if you're going to do what you say you do. And then other people are watching to figure out how you respond to help them to learn how to respond and go through those situations.
Absolutely.
So I think that, again, it's taking the positives out of those things instead of getting hung up on what you don't have. you really focus on what you do have. What did I gain from that? What did I learn? How did that enrich my life? And that will turn that situation all the way around for you. You know what
Right.
I mean? All the way around for you. And it helps you to
Mhm.
grow through, because I'm not as sad. I
Mhm.
had him for 43 years, and it was a good 43 years.
No.
And he taught me so much in that time. And I realized that there are people who never had that opportunity. And for that, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for what I had. So yeah.
Yeah. No. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And we have to be able to see the positiveness in every situation, but it takes that resilience, that spiritual resilience, to understand that it's more than meets the eye, right? Because what happens is, ladies and gentlemen, that our kids, even ourselves, if we don't know how to cope, that's the key word. If we don't know how to cope, two things are going to happen. Watch this. Me, if I don't know how to cope, I'm going to use different things to help subside the feeling instead of going through it.
Mhm.
Now, after that, since I am trying to avoid the pain, and I have a daughter and a son, I want to do everything I can to prevent them from experiencing it. You did. So now, not only am I not able to cope, I am contributing to them finding alternative ways of dealing with life. Because listen, life is gonna slap you. You can't run away from it. And guess what? You keep trying, you go die from it anyway. So what are you doing? So what we need to do, and it may sound weird, but take it to the chin. You understand? Take it to the chin. However, be armed.
Yes.
If that makes sense, right? Be armed with things. Be armed with, okay, look, I've been through this before. It was something like this before. So let me take what happened in 95 and a little bit of what happened last year. And then what I plan on doing today. Let me put this together to make a Voltron. Those of y'all that's old enough to understand. Look, or you know what? We got some other millennials. So we could do Power Rangers, right? So we got this part over here, this part over here, and this here. Now I can battle. You understand? But if you don't build that resilience, it's not going to work out right. And then, like we said, your children are watching you like, oh, wow, they don't have that. I must not have it either. They don't know how to get around that. Let me find out how I can get around it instead of dealing with life.
Absolutely. My daughter made another comment. She's so funny, y'all. She minds my business. You remember that if you minding my business and I'm minding my business, who minding your business? But she always minding mine. Okay. But we were talking about some, going through adversity and this stuff with my father. And she was like, Mama, I seen you. She was like, I heard you in your room so many times crying all the time. And I said, yeah. I said, but what do I do when I get up? She was like, well, you get up and you get back to work and you do this and you take care of us and you do. I said, exactly. You have to have your moment. I just chose mine in private. I said, but your nosy butt was probably outside my door, while I was having my moments. And I said, but it's okay. You have to feel it. I said, but I didn't want y'all to take on that, feeling or feeling like you were responsible for that. I said, and then every day, what do? We talked about it. I talked about it. And then we figured out what was next, and she was like, True.
Yeah.
And I say, and I told her, I said, you're not immune from emotions.
Right.
You just don't let them overcome you and paralyze you to where you can't move anymore. You need to spiritually cleanse. You need to physically cleanse and purge, with those emotions. Scream if you have to, cry, do whatever you need to do, but then don't stay there too long. I give myself 24 hours at a time. That's what works for me. I'm not a big griever, big cry for long periods of time. You might get a good, hard couple hours at the most. And then I'm like, okay, well, life goes on. Let me go. And it might hit me again. And I keep saying that, you get knocked down. But it's, what do I do next? And so, I don't know. I'm just built like that. So I just kept moving. And so she's like, yeah, I'm kind of the same way. And I'm like, you are, but
Yeah, and that's the thing. You have to be able to understand who you are and understand that if it's coming, this is what I have to do. And ladies and gentlemen, we need to understand that when life happens, because it's going to come, we don't want to do one of the three things. One of the three things, or even the three, is the fight, flight, or freeze. You understand? Because that is letting your body, knowing your spirit, know you cannot cope. Whatever it is that happens, if you fight it, and when I mean fight it, I mean negatively approach it. Okay. When you negatively approach something instead of looking at it holistically, that's not good. When you run away from it, guess what? It's still going to be there. You can't just say, I'll be back. And when I come back, this is going to be gone. No, that's not real life. Then you don't want to freeze, because being inactive does not change the situation. Then it starts to eat you up, ladies and gentlemen. It starts to eat you up. It becomes an emotional and spiritual cancer, right on to the point where it will start to connect to different things and other people.
Yes.
See, you didn't know that, did you? See, you didn't know. So you got spiritual vampires, then you got spiritual cancer, because you out of line. Listen, you got these diabetes going on. It's starting at your toe. You understand? It's starting at your toe. You know it. But since you don't want to do nothing about it, it's creeping on up. Now it's at your ankles, and now it's at your shins. You get now. What you think is going to happen after that? Be cognizant.
Yes. And let me tell you this: ain't no medicine gonna replace good eating.
Nope.
With diabetes, just because you take medication doesn't mean that you can eat whatever you want to. It's still affecting your body. That stuff is trying to regulate, but when you overwhelm it, it starts losing its effectiveness. You know, and there's people that are stuck. You ever seen people that are stuck like 10, 15, 25 years ago in that same situation that has become a cancer to them, that they can no longer function in today's, because whatever it is that they went through way back then, they hadn't dealt with it. And they're still in that moment. It has literally like put them in a time warp.
Well, yeah. My mama used to call them SOS. They stuck on stupid. And what happens is the world still goes on, but they still stuck there. And then this is what she say, baby, they will fight you to stay there.
And that's the truth. They will fight you to stay there, because that is the one thing that they can hold on, because they don't have to take personal accountability or responsibility for their life. They want to blame everybody and everything because they didn't do this, because they missed one opportunity. But if they would have kept walking, they would have saw 100 more. But it was that person took that one opportunity. Well, why you didn't go around? Why you didn't look for another one? There's always another door around the bush, you know, but they want to blame somebody because it keeps them from having to be responsible for their own life. And they walk around with this victim mentality. That's not good for the spiritual. That's not spiritual resilience at all. No. You know what I mean? Your spirit man wants to be happy. Your spirit man wants to have purpose and meaning. Your spirit man wants to be successful, wants to be a dreamer and an achiever, you know, but mentally, you know, people are stuck where they are. Just so that they don't have to be accountable for their own life. And they'll go to their graves blaming somebody else for all of their misfortunes instead of taking their own life into their own hands. Absolutely. So, you know, I just did. Whatever you said triggered that. But
no. Yeah. It's good. And hopefully, family, this is triggering something in you. Okay, this is something triggering something in you. So listen, before we go into the wrap up, Camille, I want to talk to our audience about a little bit about last week. Y'all, if y'all wasn't on, we talked about the mental health credit score, okay, and where you're sitting at. All right. And how do you raise that joint on up? So I was doing some research and found a good assessment, and this will be real quick. Okay, so if you got something to write with or something to doodle with, or in your phone, you probably got your phone in your hand or it's close by you. So this is a Dr. Siebert is his name. He created these questions to help you analyze where your resilience is. Okay, now it's going to be from scale of 1 to 5, 1 being strongly disagree and 5 strongly agree. All right, so here's the question. I'm usually optimistic. I see difficulties as temporary and expect to overcome them. Where are you at between 1 and 5, Camille?
I'm always optimistic. If I'm honest, I'm about a 4.9.
4.9. That ain't a number, but that's okay. You round it off to 5.
I'm gonna round it up to 5, but I really am. I always look for the brighter side. So
okay. Well, no, that's good. That's a good sign. All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all make sure y'all write your numbers down. Next, feelings of anger, loss, and discouragement don't last long. Where are you at between 1 and 5? There. Me personally, I don't know if it's about just being an Aries, but I hold on to things. You see what I'm saying? I hold on. Like I'm still holding on to stuff. This is becoming a part of my elbow now. I still hold on to stuff. What about you, Camille?
I don't. It's so heavy that I've learned over the last few years. I just let it go. I don't stay angry long. I don't stay bitter long. I let it go. So I would say a 4. There are some areas that I hang on to a little bit longer, but overall, I think I'm about a 4.
Yeah, I'll say that. I'll say that. You know what? I think that comes with age too. Y'all don't even know them older people. They're like, look at them. They just, they don't care. No, they just seen it all. They tired of arguing. Listen, I want to be that person. Like, get out of my face. You stupid. And you've been stupid.
Seth, right. I'm that person that in the middle of the argument, I'm be like, you know what? This is dumb. How about we start over? Can we get a do-over? Hey, how you doing? What you want to eat?
Listen, look, hey, I don't do that much. Hey, what you say? Connection, click. Anyway, here's the next one. I can tolerate high levels of ambiguity, and uncertainty about situations. What you think about that?
I think I'm about a 3. I don't like ambiguity. I like to know, that feeling of I don't know what's going on, but I'm learning to let go of having to know what the next step is. So I'm learning.
You know what? I think I'm up there pretty high because I like the unexpected and I like grinding. I like hustling. You get what I'm saying? So I like it like, okay, how's this gonna work out? Forget it. We're just gonna make it work. You dig? So, okay, that's good. So ladies and gentlemen, make sure y'all writing this down, okay? So next, I adapt quickly to new developments. I'm curious and ask questions.
I'm a questioner, Seth. So, and I love new stuff. So I'm going to go with a whole 5 on that.
Okay. Yeah. Now, I can laugh a little bit, but I'm not playful. I don't know. Maybe it's just in my face. You dig? And I don't care about things. Listen, it's like this. If you tell me something, I shouldn't have to ask you any more questions. Give me what I need. You dig? Give me what I need. Because if I have to come back, I'm coming back with an attitude. Got a problem.
You're green.
Yeah, but it is what it is. Okay, so next, y'all, let's see. We're going to do this one here. I learn valuable lessons from my experiences and from experiences of others.
I'm pretty up there.
1 to 5.
Yeah, I'm about a 5. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. And maybe it's because of where I'm from, and being from Detroit, mama said, hey, look at them. You see that? That's a crackhead. Don't do that. Got it. So here I am. Not on crack. Love it. But it's not just that, ladies and gentlemen. It's about really learning yourself and understanding how, what moves you and what don't move you and being able to make that work. Here's another one. I'm good at solving problems. I'm good at making things work well.
Oh, I'm really good at solving problems.
Really?
I like solving problems.
You know what? I like solving problems too, but when it comes down to people, I would give myself 5 with that, but I can always solve everybody else's problem but mine. I'll be lost in the sauce, and that's a problem. So I can give myself 5 pure ride, right? I'm going to give myself a good 3.3 like you. Like making up numbers. Okay, here we go. Okay. I'm strong and durable. I hold up well during tough times.
I bounce back good. Yeah, I'm gonna give myself a 4. I'm gonna give myself a 4.
You gonna give yourself a 4?
Yeah, because I do hold up really good now. I'm working at it more and more, but I think I have a better bounce back than an initial reaction.
I got you. I will give myself a good one because I've learned to have a good sharpened cutoff game. You feel me? Soon as somebody get out like boop, I'm okay. You know what I mean? I can't cry too long. You dig? So let's just go ahead and keep it pushing. You feel me? Because we ain't here to worry about other things, other people's business. So the last one is this. I've converted misfortune into good luck and found benefits in bad experiences. 1 to 4. 5. Good. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So here's the information. This is how you can tally it up to see where your mental health credit score is, okay? So if you're less than 20, you have low resilience, all right? You may have trouble handling pressure or setbacks and may feel deeply hurt by any criticism, okay? All right, so that means that there's something that you may need to work on. Find out where to go to work on that. Next, between 10 to 30, that's some resilience, right? You have some valuable pro-resilience skills, but also plenty of room for improvement, okay? So understand where you are and what you need to do. Next, 30 to 35, that's adequate resilience. Right? You are a self-motivated learner who recovers well from most challenges. And last but not least, it's the 35 to 45. And I want you guys to understand this. Okay. Shout out to you, ma'am. So I want you guys to understand this. That means that you are highly resilient. So your credit score is up there. You bounce back well from life setbacks and can thrive even under pressure. Here's the key. You could be a service to others who are trying to cope better with adversity. So what this means, ladies and gentlemen, is you cannot take everything that's in your cup with you. You understand? Get rid of it. Get rid of it and pour into other individuals. Right? Learn how to fill up your cup first, right? Look, you can't pour nothing into nothing, okay? Because you ain't gonna get nothing. But get your stuff situated inside of your cup so you know what's in it, and then to help and pour into other individuals. That's what we're doing. What you think, Camille?
Absolutely. It's so important, this resilient skill, because now you know what you need to work towards. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I'm at that higher skill, which allows me to do what I do. But that came with a lot of learning, a lot of experience, a lot of practical skills, a lot of putting them into practice. So that's why I'm able to do what I'm able to do, with a smile on my face, because I have gone through the emotions. I've experienced a lot, and I've learned a lot along the way. So I'm constantly learning so that I can help others and teach them, how to navigate certain things. Now, I don't have it perfect, and I can't navigate your life for you, but I can give you skills that you can use and you can tailor to your own life situations. There are some basic principles and things like that. So, so I think that's really important, that we know, we're able to assess, and we're able to look at the areas where we're lacking, and then use these tools or sharpen our tools, enhance, what we have in order to build on that so that we're at that upper scale. So
absolutely. And so look, ladies and gentlemen, before I give it to Camille for the nice wrap up, this is what I want to say. You're here at the Sanity Check, one of the best places to be in the world. However, understand when you need counseling.
Yes.
Understand when you need a therapist. You get what I'm saying? Understand that this world is so jacked up right now. It's like I said before, mental health is the new wealth, right on. So it's expected for you to get the help that you need. If not, get a coach in specific things in your life, but connect with individuals that can help navigate you through these storms before you run into something and other people. You dig? Because again, having that spiritual cancer can be contagious, and you don't want whatever's eating you up to eat up your family and your friends and other situations, right on? So utilize this that we're talking about and understanding where your mental health credit score is. Realize when you need to get some help. It's okay. As a matter of fact, I will even go with you If it's on Zoom, we can click in together and I'd be there, like show you right, and clap with you. You understand? But let's do this together, family. Seriously, let's do this together. Go ahead, Camille. What you got?
Yes, Audrina. Yes, to coaches. Yes, to spiritual advisors. Yes, to counselors. Yes, to therapy. All of that has gotten me through. Okay, and I am not ashamed to say it. I am not ashamed to, this is my experience. But that's why I'm who I am today. So I would say yes to all of that. And if it's something, you got to really, really, really understand your friends' limits and what they can advise you on. What can be damaging and what's not, and when you need to take it up a notch and go get that help. And there, let me just say this too, because a lot of people say, I don't have money to get counselors and therapy. There are so many free services out there. All you have to do is Google search. They have hotlines where you can talk to a live counselor person, all the time. There's so many resources, whatever it is that you're going through. If you just type that in, hotline for whatever it is, almost guaranteed you will find a number that will cost you nothing but your time and your energy. So don't let the thought or the idea that counseling is expensive stop you from going to get help, okay, when you know that you need it. So I just want to caveat that as well before we do, the wrap up. I think we have a little time, but make sure you know the limits of your friends and you know when to move on to the next level. And then prioritize, because sometimes we have to put down, or not go on a trip, or put down a bottle, or not go shopping, or whatever. Take that money and use it to strengthen the inner man, to strengthen, your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health, your social connections. Take your friend out to coffee, you know what I mean? And just talk, release some of that. So we prioritize what's important to us. Make mental health, spiritual health important to you.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is the number: 1-800-273-TALK. That's 24/7. Okay, 24/7. Give them a call. It's okay. Give them a call. It's all right. It's zero judgment. But if you need help, listen, if you got that smoke alarm going off, that detector going off, beep, 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 listen, it's not going to shut up. All right. It's not going to shut up. So no matter how long you avoid it, go and talk to somebody and see how to get that battery changed right on. Because there's some individuals that will let that thing beep just because they can't. Hold on. Just because they can't reach it. Do you see what I'm saying? How about you contact somebody that can reach it?
Or get a ladder.
Hey, do something. Grab whoever. Watch this. Grab whoever. Help them to help you change it. Call somebody to help you change it. You dig? Because other than that, you're sitting there trying to lose calories, running off at the jibs and not doing nothing about it, but complaining.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
See, somebody like Seth is going to give you a number, say have at it. You understand? Don't get on my couch because you're not serious about it. That's all. So make sure you take care of that beat in the background because I hear it.
Yeah. And let me say to Audrina too, that's part of the wrap up, but events, retreats, conferences, a lot of people say they can't do stuff. They offer scholarships. She's absolutely right. If you call, I know my mom called some program and they wanted some ridiculous amounts of tens of thousands of dollars for this. And she said, hey, I ain't got the money. Y'all got some sort of scholarships or something? And they let her do a program, but we have not because we ask not. If it's that important to you, you will find a way. You know what I mean? But spiritual retreats, and let me just talk about this a little bit, Seth. Spiritual retreats and conferences are so important because one thing it does is it takes you out of your element, right? It takes you out of all of the woes of whatever. I know during COVID right now, a lot of times it's Zoom, but mentally it'll take you away from that, right? You're around people who have been through what you're going through, so you're not alone. And you engage in a community of people that can help you, that have shared experiences, lived experiences, and that can give you roadmaps to a better life. And sometimes we just need to cut off all the noise in the background. We need to step away from our families, our friends, our jobs, everything, and just retreat and just recharge, reset our lives. So yes, there are several of them out there. If you're military, you have any sort of disabilities and stuff, the Wounded Warrior programs, or there are different week-long retreats and things that they do for veterans that are free of cost except for travel, that you can tap into. They're year-round. There's stuff for single parents. There's stuff especially on the bases, but also in the communities, women's groups, shelters, things like that. There's so many places that put on these events for you that you can go to for absolutely free. I've stayed at the best of the best, y'all. Hotels went to these trips that cost me nothing for me and my family. Even they had a single parent thing one time at our place where I got to take my 2 daughters, and we spent 3 days at Universal. Our hotel was paid for, our park tickets and everything was paid for. We had food. We also had little group sessions that we went to, and then it was like free for all after that. And all I paid for was the gas that got me from Georgia to Florida. Mm-hmm. That was it. And then they even provided a bus. I just like my own transportation, so I chose to drive. Mm-hmm. But they even provided a bus. So there's so many things out there. You just have to look.
You're absolutely right.
If it has a cost, always, always, always ask on the back end if they have a scholarship or a grant for that particular program, because 9 times out of 10, they do.
That's right. And ladies and gentlemen, don't be afraid to take look, you've probably heard a vacation before, going somewhere with your boo-boo kitty, but sometimes you need to go somewhere by your dang self, right? How about you have a staycation? Look and see where you are right now and visit places or to grab a certain level of solitude. It's okay. You don't have to be around everybody to recharge, to get your mental and your spiritual resilience back up. And you don't have to travel far. So even if you don't feel inclined to get that type of help to go across the state or whatever, you might just need to go 5, 15, 20 minutes away, get a room and chill. Hey, get a little smell good candle and listen to some smooth jazz, and do whatever you have to do, but to reconnect and ground yourself. You get what
nature walks.
Yeah.
We used to walk, and that was when I felt the most connected, and I got ideas and I thought about things, cleared my head. It was just on those long walks that I used to take, and I felt grounded. I felt reconnected. I felt energized just by doing that. Me and my family will find these little places all around where we live that we, within an hour drive or 2 hours or something like that. And we'll go hang out. Little Grand Canyon here in Georgia. We'll go hang out and just see all the sights and go walking around and find a little restaurant off the beaten path and just spend time together, reconnecting away from all the worries and all the woes of the world. And then we come back and they're just like, so it could be something like that, doing something that you love, dancing. Yeah, I was about to say swimming, going to the beach and just sitting there, whatever it is that, helps you to recharge, reconnect, to strengthen yourself spiritually. Do that and do more of it. Do it often. So
you have to. And ladies and gentlemen, again, we do want to thank you all and for being on. Hopefully you're sharing this and you're spreading this information. But ultimately, this is for you, right? This is a level of accountability that we need to take for ourselves. And it is so, so important. Do not put the burden on other people to get you to where you need to be. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
It's not anybody's responsibility to get you where you need to be. You understand? You have to take accountability for first of all, where you're at. See, first of all, you got to see where you're at because some folks Look, you don't think you're going crazy, but you're there. Look, you're right on the edge. So understand where you are and then take a step back. You cannot hold someone else accountable to do something that you need to do for yourself. You understand? So if it's your spiritual resilience, it's your spiritual responsibility. You dig? Oh,
Absolutely. That is absolutely good. And then one more thing, Seth, I think we have a minute, but
yeah.
practicing gratitude, looking for the good. Like I said, talking about earlier with my dad, appreciating all the things that you do have and not focusing so much on what you don't have. That is a great way to build spiritual resilience. Also, with that, when you talk about what you're grateful, a lot of people say, I'm just grateful to be alive. Well, why does that mean something to you? Go and take it a step further. You know what I mean? Why is that meaningful for you? And then if there's anybody, again, like I said before, who contributed to your gratefulness, your thankfulness, your happiness, recognize them. You don't necessarily have to go tell them, but say, hey, there's so many people who have poured into me, who have helped me to fill my cup, and maybe I do owe them a thanks. That not only strengthens your spiritual resilience, but it also imparts a little bit back into them. To know that they're appreciated. So gratitude is huge when it comes to, that's like one of the biggest things you can do to build spiritual resilience is to practice gratitude. Gratitude journals of just every day 3 things that you're thankful for, or once a week, or whatever is comfortable for you. You know what I mean? But just looking at all of the blessings that you have, knowing that they're blessings, nothing is promised to us, can really shift your perspective and really fill up your cup.
You're
Say,
right.
you know what, my cup isn't really empty.
No.
I was trying to look at it and I thought it was empty, but when I just peel back the layers of the little things, my cup is overflowing.
Overflowing. That's right. And it's about that perspective. And ladies and gentlemen, too, I do want to make sure I touch on this a little bit, right? And it's okay. It's not going to hurt. When we're talking about practicing gratitude and understanding that those individuals that poured into us, that they may not be around anymore, and we're practicing gratitude. Understand, ladies and gentlemen, those individuals, as far as relatives, are our ancestors. Oh, so what I'm saying is it's okay to pay homage to your ancestors. You dig?
Yes.
It's nothing wrong. It's nothing weird about doing that. Okay. It's okay. And listen, you don't have to go so far back. You can go a couple of years ago, a couple of generations, or maybe one generation. You say, you know what? I'm so glad for my mother. She's now my ancestor. You understand? I'm so glad. Even my grandmother, even though she is not passed, that's still an ancestor. You see, even being happy that I am related to Emmett Till, I have to be happy and give homage to. Wow, you get what I mean? Hopefully, I'm doing something that is representing them, or the individuals that's closer in time lineage that I know. Hopefully I'm doing something to make them proud because they trust and they saw something in me. Watch out, they saw something in me when I didn't. So now that I'm older, let me put on them pants that my granddaddy said I can fit. Now I can wear them joints. You dig? I'm gonna wear them right. I ain't gonna sag in them, but I'm gonna wear them. You get what I mean? So you want to make sure that you do what you have to do. You wear the clothes that they see you in the right way, right? You conduct yourself the way that they see you the right way. That's a way of practicing gratitude. Understand it can be a little weird for individuals that don't like to mix the words together, but it's okay. And you probably do it, but call it something else. And that's all right too. What you think, Camille?
I was about to say, whatever you call it, it is what it is. You're still paying honor, or, giving honor to those who have given something to you, who have passed down. You want them to be proud of the things that you've accomplished, the things that you've done. You know what I mean? And when you said that too, Marvin Sapp came to mind. He saw the best in me, when everyone else around me could only see the worst in me. But it's that person that saw something in you, that tried to, take you by your little shirt collar, your coat tail, or whatever, and say, hey, you're better than that.
Yeah.
Pull up your pants, do something, and am I doing something to honor that? to live a life that they would be proud of. You know, my grandmother, she is about 4 foot something, but she was about the biggest thing you run into. Her presence was just amazing. She was a very strong and feisty and, you know, groundbreaking woman, you know, pint size. But boy, let me tell you, people knew who she was. Her heart was as big as gold. And I think about that, you know, our talks and stuff, you know, and oftentimes I look up and I'd be like, Grandma, I hope I'm making you proud. You know, because we had those talks and she went with me through the fire and through some things like that. And I always, you know, I take that back to her and I'm like, you know, Grandma, I just hope I make you proud, you know, that I'm living a life that, you know, it's kind of emotional. I don't know why.
You know why? Because you're sensitive. Listen, but it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. Go ahead, cry a little bit if you need to. Ladies and gentlemen, those of you that's still on watching, how about you type a name? Who do you want to give thanks to? Right? Who, if they're still around, right on, give them a shout out. Even if they're not anymore, who is it that you want to give pay homage to, right? And that's not a problem. It's okay to do it because sometimes we need that. Do you know that helps with your spiritual resilience? Oh my goodness. Like just being able to go back and say, yo, I can now understand this because everything makes sense. It's almost like watching the movie Color Purple as an adult. Wow.
Yes.
Yo, do
totally
you know
different.
Movie? Woo! Shouldn't have watched it when I was little. I saw some things that was a little funny, but then I get older. I'm like, that movie is mind blowing. You did? But the thing is that we have individuals in our family that has been dropping things into us, knowing that we wasn't going to get at that time, but they knew we were ready for it. We would be ready for it. And then here's something else. Going back to the cup. What's in your cup? Your cup is thick enough. Your cup is sturdy enough to take that. So even if you think that was something that you didn't need, there's individuals that have a higher level of consciousness that know, no, you'll be all right. Go ahead. Or when they grab you by the collar and say, hey, look at a little funny looking boy. I need you to get together, because they see something in you, but they know that you're built for it.
Yes. Yep. That was my grandma. You know, the first one writing the first book I wrote, again, her and my mother seeing that thing in me. She's telling my mom, she'll be all right. My mom didn't want me to come in the military. She'll be all right. So my grandmother signed for me. She had custody of me at the time, so she did it legally. But, you know, she was like, she'll be all right. Let her live her life, you know. And my grandma would always tell me how proud she was. And she was watching from a distance. She would have just celebrated her 97th birthday on the 29th of February. Oh, but wow. Yeah, but she, you know, she was that person, you know, and no matter what I was doing, no matter how hard my head was, no matter, you know, how crazy I drove her, my grandma was always there. Like, nope, I see something else. And eventually, you know, sometimes I wish she was here to see it, but you know, it was because of her also that I am who I am.
That's right.
So
that's right. And then, ladies and gentlemen, too, we need to recognize that it's okay to celebrate.
Yeah.
Okay. It's okay to celebrate those things, those times. So listen, man put limitations on time. Man created time, if that makes sense. There is a process. Don't get me wrong. There is a process. It's a chronological, if you will. It's a cause and effect. But the thing is when things happen, good or bad, it's still a reason to celebrate it. Because if you are, first of all, if you're still here right now, even if you logged off or whatever, if you are here right now and you're connected with us on the Sanity Check, do you know you are blessed?
Yes.
You dig? The world is crazy as a Betsy bug, even with COVID, and you're still being able to wake up and connect and to pour into yourself and others. We're able to do that. So that's something to celebrate. You have to be able to celebrate these things, no matter how it looks. Understand that this too shall pass, just like it always have. Do you understand what I'm saying? This too shall pass, because it have already. But every time you wake up, you have to understand that that's an opportunity for you to do what? Love harder, laugh harder, cry harder. You dig? Whatever it is that you want to do, 1%. All you gotta do is go 1% harder and 1% further because you're meant to. Other than that, you're not doing yourself, your spiritual self, any justice. And you're wasting time. You dig? Hey, you're just alive, but you ain't living.
Yes, we have gone through and got over 100% of our bad days. You know, what makes today any different? I say that, you know, every single day, no matter what I'm going through, I know that it'll be better. I'll get over it. You know what I mean? I was saying my surgeries, I felt like the last one was the worst one I ever had until I had this one. It's the worst I ever had. And then I was like sitting there, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. And then I was like, what makes this any different than any other surgery? I got over those too, you know, and here I am.
Listen, and then not just that, maybe I need to remind you, how many kids you got?
Well, I have 2 biological children. And
so listen, what I'm saying is, how can anything, and this is just in my mind, how can anything be worse than that? 2 times? And
natural.
Oh, Lord. No. And then you said, I can't take this. Do you know what you did twice?
I don't even remember that pain. I ain't lying. It's like, I can speak because I've said it, you know what I mean? But like the feelings that it invoked are gone. It's so crazy, you know. I don't know if it's the fact that I'm like, oh my God, I brought this baby, and then it just erases all the pain, or I don't know that it was that bad. I ain't really sure. I don't know. I know at the time I remember thinking, but you know, I wasn't a screamer. I was one of them. I'm real quiet and everything when I'm in pain. I know it hurt, but I can't recall that pain, you know, and I've gotten through it. And then I've gotten through the last one and the next one and the next one.
Listen,
and so
I'll recall it for you. Okay. You pushed a life, a body. Okay. You did that. All right. And then watch this. It was a process. It was almost a year long. Okay. So it's not like, and look at this. See those endorphins kick in. Look, whatever it is, and here it is. Now you walk around, my neck hurt. Do you know what you did 2 times down there? You understand what I'm saying? In my mind, in my small, feeble mind, all that should be messed up forever. You understand? So understand how beautiful it is to celebrate life and the things that we go through. And yes, this too is something that we can go through. You understand? Oh my goodness. I can't believe, you know what? You should be able to get hit by a car and walk up and get up and be okay after that. In my mind. All right. Since I can't have children, but I can only, after watching it 2 times, Lord, no.
Yeah.
You know what? Big ups to all the mama out there. Hey, yes. Look, all you mothers out there, especially the ones that did it natural. Wow. You understand? But hey, shout out to y'all. Shout out to you. Goodness. Right?
And I'm sure at the time it was probably the worst pain I had ever, you know, I don't know, but I remember my surgeries more vividly than I do the pain of childbirth. So it's kind of weird. I don't know, but a lot of mothers will understand that because we talk about it. I remember the pain, like I can, like in third person, but the actual feel of it is hard to really kind of, even as your body is stretching and doing all these things that it does, and then the act of having birth, it just is, it's different.
I am trying about getting wisdom teeth taken out. You understand it? Listen, I'm straight. You dig? Straight.
It's the gratitude that I practice, you know, that spiritual resilience that got me over that. So I don't remember it.
Yeah, I can dig it. Hey, look, whatever's clever and whatever you got to do. And ladies and gentlemen, that's another thing too. Whatever it is that you have to do for you, it's okay. It is all right because it's necessary. You need this, right? You need to be able to wake up every morning with a purpose, but understand where your energy, your spiritual energy comes from, regardless of where it comes from. If it's helping you to be a better person, a better mother, father, brother, son, whatever the case it is, go that way, go to it. And then if somebody try to detract you from it or deter you from it, tell them to go the other way. You understand? Because that's not where you want to be. You're trying to be here. So take accountability. Hopefully you guys are understanding this. Take accountability for the things that you're pouring in your cup because you have individuals that have already poured in your cup. Now you have to continue to do that thing and know what's good for you. If it's something that you don't like, I don't care what it is. If it's food, if it's people, if it's anything, if it's something you don't like, be okay with not liking it. Hey, be okay. Don't like, I guess I'm doing. I don't want them to think this. Stop yourself. Like we always say, people, you can't stop nobody from thinking nothing. So find out what you need for you and do that and make someone else's life better. What you got, Camille?
I'm just to let you wrap it up with that. I just want to say thank y'all for joining us again. Spiritual resilience is connected to everything around you, so take the time to do what you have to do for yourself because nobody can fill your cup like you can. So I'm going to leave you with that, Seth. And thank y'all again. I love having you guys on here. And I appreciate everybody's support.
Yes. And ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, make sure you go to the Roku or Amazon Fire TV and download Lions Pride Network. Here, as a matter of fact, let's do this just in case y'all forget. All right. Make sure y'all go and do that today. Do it today. And it's free. Listen, we're not even asking for no money. All right. It's free. What's going on, Pink? So look, make sure y'all go in there and catch up, see what we've been talking about, and watch the trajectory and how we've been able to grow from not just the Sanity Check, the Lion's Den, and the other content creators that's on there, okay? But we're going to wrap it up, and we want you guys to stay sane, stay happy, stay spiritually connected, and we shall see you soon. Right on?
Right on.